Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Raymond Barnett. I'm a father, I'm a recording artist, and this is a segment I like to call It's Rarely Gloomy to Everyone Else, a podcast centered around mental health, artistry, and the grim realities of perfection. Let's get into it. So today is a really dope episode, because today I want to talk about perception. Almost mixed those words up in the beginning. But I want to talk about perception. I want to talk about the artist's need to be perceived in a certain light. And not only that, but how we perceive ourselves as artists. And how that perception can alter us, ultimately for the worse. Now, I want to start with this. I feel as though that how we view ourselves as both an artist and a person sets the tone for our careers and our mental health. I'm going to say it again. How we view ourselves as both an artist and a person sets the tone for our careers and our mental health. I'm in awe with a couple of artists. Bigger artists, for clarification. One of my favorite artists growing up was Kanye West. I love Kanye West. I didn't really get onto him until like a little later, until like graduation. But then I went back and I started listening to like all his old shit, like all the the College Dropout, the Late Registration, classic albums, classic. And then Graduation just set the tone for me for all of 2007. Yeah. And I always saw Kanye as like this ultra artist, you know what I mean? He transcended fashion, artistry, music, and all of that shit. And I was inspired by Kanye. You know what I mean? There's other artists that I can say like have inspired me along the way, you know what I mean? But Kanye was definitely like one of those. He was like one of those artists that honestly made me feel more okay to be the type of rapper that I was at the time. You know, I mean, it was considered backpack rap. You know what I'm saying? Backpack rap. Yeah, he was considered backpack rap. Man, I gotta get that right. But yeah, and like watching him over time, I was like, man, he's the dopest artist. You know what I'm saying? He come up with some dope shit. He's always got like some sort of innovative way of like, coming up with shit. And how I perceived him was somebody that was a genius. You know what I mean? Somebody that had the most, how can I say this? Like the most chillest bravado, but it was super swaggy, but it was smooth. You know what I mean? It didn't come off too cocky. He was somebody that like I said, I admired and ultimately I wanted to be like. But then unfortunately, life had happened and took a toll on him. And there was an interview I was watching, or something, I don't know what I was watching, but apparently from a peer of his, Kanye had always had like, a way with him. And it kind of bummed me. And then like, as time went on and shit, and as I got a little bit older and, we started seeing the antics and all of that shit, we're all familiar with it. I ain't got to hash that shit again. It really made me sad. You know what I mean? It bummed me the fuck out because like, this is somebody that I looked up to, I wanted to be like, and then you see your artist sort of like, or your favorite artist like fall from grace once you start to see them for who they really are. And it's unfortunate because our perception of them is that like, there's no way that they could fall. There's no way that we'd see them any kind of way other than what they are, what they're presenting to us at that moment in time. It honestly, it bummed me out. But I say that to say, I feel like myself as an artist, I was trying to like portray this type of personality, this type of vibe, energy, whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean, to like seem super cool, like shit didn't really phase me, you know what I mean? Like we see shit like that in like television. We see shit like that in cartoons. I was watching the Boondocks the other day, you know, with the story of Gangstalicious, and you know what I mean, he was talking that gangster shit, but then like when the time came and he was in the hospital and them niggas was coming for him, he ain't know what to do with the gun, and then he dropped it. You know what I mean? So like, I really feel as though perception is a really important thing, because how people view you. And Riley was, even in that case, like me, Riley was like, "Damn, Gangstalicious, you dropped the gun. Like, what's wrong with you?" I mean, it's like Riley had like this look of disappointment, and I started to like realize, off the subject of the Boondocks, I started to realize that how I'm perceived means a whole lot more to me, which is why I ultimately started this platform to do this podcast, because like, to everyone else I seem cool, you know what I mean? To everyone else I seem like, oh, he's chill, you know what I mean? Raymond is a good guy, you know what I mean? He's dope, you know, we like his music, you know, yada, 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 yada. But like, man, I deal with a lot of shit behind closed doors. I mean, a lot of shit that I'm not gonna talk about, but a lot of shit that I'm like really, really trying to like hold together. You know what I mean? I suffer from mental health. That's one thing that, you know, again, brought me to doing some shit like this, because like I wanted to share these experiences with people, and I wanted people to know that like I relate to you. It's all about connecting. You know what I mean? You want to be able to show people that like how you perceive me is important to me. So let me give you the raw, authentic truth. And some people might not like it, because there's always gonna be somebody digging in your shit. I mean, motherfuckers is bringing up old tweets of people, and you know what I mean? Like, so like, there's really no way to like get around that unless you be authentically yourself. And I know there are some people who have trouble with being themselves. There are some people who have like this facade up, and they want to maintain this image for social media, and they want people to like them without thinking that they're weird, and we want people to like think that they're pretty, you know what I mean, without the makeup or with the makeup and shit like that. And we want people to think that we're the dopest, and that like, well, we got a lot of shit going on, and like things are really looking like this, and we doing it big, and behind closed doors you ain't really got the money for most of the shit you be trying to, you know what I mean, you know, show that you got, you know what I mean. You might not have that apartment you living in, you might have rented that whip, you know, for the video, you know, and I try not to judge. I'm not judging. I feel as though that you can get it however you want to get it. But for me personally, and for some of us, I feel like perception is important. We're in the day and age now where like a lot of people don't take shit at face value anymore. I was having a conversation over here with a neighbor of mine about authenticity. And she was like, yeah, man, I'm at a point now where if I'm like scrolling through IG or, you know, TikTok, if it doesn't look genuine to me, if it looks gimmicky, I'm definitely not rocking with it, and I'm definitely gonna scroll after like the first 5 seconds. And I was like, yo, kudos to you, I respect that. And again, I'm not shitting on people for wanting to maintain a certain image, but perception is important. How your fans view you is important. And you don't want to look one way and then look another way behind closed doors, and then people are wondering, well, you ain't really got it like this? I thought you had the money, or you're not really driving that car? You ride the bus? Oh, where's the Lambo? Where's the jet? You know what I mean? Where's the big rollie? Where the chain at? Where all of that shit at? And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I feel like a lot of us do that shit because, and I'm to be transparent, I have been a person that has put up a perception because I didn't want people to really see the real me. I felt as though, well, one, that's just way too vulnerable for me. And the last thing I need is for anybody to judge me based on my life and the shit that I got going on personally, because like it doesn't fit their standard of like success, or like, oh, he's doing it big, or like, yeah, he's super cool because he has this, but if he doesn't really have this, then he's not that cool. I'm gonna tell you now, nigga, I ain't got no car. You feel me? I totaled my whip when I moved into this place over here, you know what I mean? But I just, like, back to what I was saying, I feel as though a lot of people do it because they don't want people to see the real them. They're afraid. They're afraid. It's normal, totally normal to be afraid. But authenticity helps build connections. Authenticity helps create a space where people feel seen, and you want people to feel seen. So if you're representing some shit that ain't really you, no one's really gonna. The people that they might connect with that shit, they might not really. You know what I mean? It's just something about human interaction that feels way more personal and shared experiences. Human interaction with shared experiences, way more personal. But again, some of us don't want to do that because we're only limited to doing things within a certain realm. I don't need for you to see my life. I need for you to see what I'm doing with this music. I need you to hear this track. You know what I mean? Some of us don't feel like it's not that important for you to know what's going on with me personally. And it's your prerogative. You have every right to not divulge information that you feel as though you don't want to divulge. But again, like I said, authenticity definitely helps with that connection. And in the case of Kanye, perception can ultimately damage you. How people perceive you can ultimately ruin you. It could be your downfall. So if you're showing these traits, or let's say for example, you're trying to present a certain image, okay, and you're trying to present this image to appeal to people. After some time, that's the image that we have in our minds as consumers. As a consumer myself, this is the image that we have in our minds. Anything other than that breeds disappointment. Anything other than that can cause you to lose fans. Some people might stay because some people like that you're not that real. And some people like that it's just entertainment. Some people don't take it that serious and they just engage with it or what's the word I'm looking for? They digest it without really having to like take it serious. But again, if you present yourself a certain way and you're not trying to be the person that you presented yourself as, and you're a little bit more or let's say you're a little worse than what you presented yourself as, you're gonna ruin yourself. You're gonna damage everything that you've done. All your work will be for nothing because now you have a bunch of music that people can't even say they really relate to now because they don't even know if you relate to this shit. You know what I mean? You might have had a ghostwriter or some shit like that, but like, it's definitely important. For one, I want you to consider your mental health. If you've ever experienced anything like this, or if you ever felt as though you wasn't really being your authentic self behind closed doors, do know that I connect with you and I understand you. I definitely feel that because I've been there. So I'm not judging here. I just want you to take a step back and I want you to look inward. Maybe work on some things if you need to. Maybe ask yourself, how much of this am I willing to show? But I'm going to be completely honest with you. Not really showing everything. Like, you ain't got to tell everybody, you know what I'm saying, that you wake up with morning breath and shit like that. I mean, if you want to, when you want to gain that appeal, that's fine. If you want to do it that way, that's cool. But I would say, give a little and then hit them with the, have you ever experienced anything like this? Let me know if this resonates with you. I wrote this when I was at a bad time. You know what I mean? Like, and I've been doing that shit like with recent videos and shit that I've been working on. But I think that that's important. I think it's ultimately 100% important. You ain't gotta show them everything, but connect with them. Be authentic. Be genuine. Because we can all tell if it's bullshit. And the last thing anybody else needs is to scroll and see more bullshit. Connect. Make them feel it. Because we want to perceive you, or you want to be perceived as someone that not only takes their shit serious, but is a human being. a human being. We all share some experiences. And as long as people know that, and you're not out here faking just for the gram or faking for TikTok, pretending to have a happy situation going on and everything is all smiles and in reality it's not, share that. Get online maybe and say, hey, listen, if you feel like it, because again, I know some of us aren't really comfortable with it. If you feel like it, get online. Connect with your followers. Connect with the people that fuck with you and say, hey, yo, listen, this is the day I'm having and shit like that. Like, people love that because it lets them know, shit, man. I've been even on social media and shit like that. I'm scrolling and I see posts about, certain people that are like going through something and, that's why they've been away or this is what's happening with me now. And it makes me feel good because it makes me feel like, well, damn, I'm not the only one. And not only that, but like, we're all human. We all have experiences. We all deal with shit in the background. It ain't all peachy keen. Social media is a front, but like having yourself out there that raw is way, way, way more probable. And I think personally, you can gain a whole lot from it. My name is Raymond Barnett, ladies and gentlemen. You can follow me on IG at Raymond Barnett _. You can follow me on TikTok at Raymond Barnett _. Again, my Twitter ain't really popping, but you can follow me on Ray _Bonds, BARNZ, if you feel like it. Go ahead, hit the follow, subscribe if you're fucking with this video. Until next time, remember, the sun is always gonna shine, baby. Peace.